Welcome to the WordPress Ultimate Security channel. In this video, we will show you how to set up full brute force protection from login attempt limits to locked users using Ultimate Security and Ultimate Security Pro. Brute force attacks happen when someone tries to guess your credentials by trying many combinations very fast. This is one of the most common ways hackers break into WordPress sites. In this video, you will learn how to limit login attempts, lock out suspicious users, send yourself alerts, and manage everything from one place. Please remember, the features shown in this video require both Ultimate Security and Ultimate Security Pro to be active on your WordPress site. We start from the Ultimate Security dashboard. Now let's move into the settings menu. We go to Login and Authentication, then Threat Protection, and click on Brute Force Protection. This brings us to the Login Attempt Limits page. From the left side, we have a total of 4 settings pages. We will configure and test each setting one after another in this demonstration video. On this settings page, we enable the main login limit master switch for the entire feature. Now the protection is active. Next is login attempts. This tells Ultimate Security how many times someone can enter the wrong credentials before they get locked out. The default is already set, but we are going to lower it for its live test in this video. Now we set the lockout duration. This is how long someone stays locked out after using up their attempts. We are also changing it from 15 to 2 minutes for this demonstration, but on a real site, you would normally want a longer lockout time to properly slow down attackers. Next, we have the advanced options, which provide extra settings for even greater control. The first one is increase login attempts. This adds extra attempts after someone is locked out once already, in case they were locked out by mistake, like forgetting their own password. Next is increase lockout duration. If someone gets locked out again after their first lockout, this setting increases how long they stay locked out the second time. This is what makes the lockout progressive, so repeat offenders face longer and longer wait times. Then we have retries reset duration. This controls how many hours need to pass before someone's failed login count resets back to 0. So if a real user fails a login by accident, their attempt count won't follow them around forever. Now we get to block users. This lets you block specific usernames from logging in at all, which is useful if you know a certain account is being targeted or if you want to fully disable an old staff account. Clicking into this field shows a list of your site's users. For now, we select a user to block from logging in. Below that is the recovery URL. We will come back to this later on in this video. With everything set now, we click Save Changes to apply our new brute force settings. Now we move to the next section, Lockout Notifications. This page lets you get an email whenever someone is locked out. We enable lockout notifications with the toggle at the top. Under Notification Email, you can enter the email address where you want alerts sent. If you leave it empty, it will simply use your site's admin email instead. Here we put in an email for testing it. Switching to our inbox, we can see that we have received an email. We open it to verify that the test email works correctly. With everything looking good, we go back to our settings page. Next is Notify On, which lets you choose which events trigger an email. User Lockout sends an alert when someone is locked out after failed login attempts. Extended Lockout tells you when a user enters that second, longer lockout phase we set up earlier. And Recovery URL Used lets you know if someone actually uses that one-time recovery link. We keep all toggles enabled. Below that is the email rate limit, which controls the maximum number of emails you can receive per hour. Now click Save Changes to apply settings. Now let's look at login notifications. First, we enable the login attempt notification settings switch. Right away, you get a few cards showing login activity. Events in the last 24 hours, failed logins in the last 24 hours, lockouts triggered in the last 24 hours, and total events over the last 7 days. Right now, everything reads 0 since this is a fresh setup. We add our notification email again here and test it with send test to confirm everything is connected properly. Checking our inbox, the test notification arrives successfully. Opening it confirms that login notifications are configured correctly. Switch back to the settings page. Now let's go through the real-time alerts section one by one. Failed login alerts notifies you when someone fails to log in. You can set a threshold, meaning how many failed attempts should happen before you get an alert. We're keeping this at 3, so as soon as someone fails 3 times, you'll know about it. Account Lockout Alerts notifies you specifically when brute force protection locks someone out completely. Next, successful login after failures is an important one. This alerts you if someone fails to log in a few times and then succeeds. New Location Alerts notifies you when a login happens from an IP address that hasn't been used on your site before. New Device Alerts works the same way, but for devices and browsers. If someone logs in using a browser or device your site has never seen before, you'll get notified. We turned all of these on, since real-time visibility is one of the best ways to catch a break-in attempt early. Next is Digest Emails. It gives you a summary of all alerts. Daily Digest sends you a daily summary of security activity. Here we enable it. Weekly Summary works the same way but covers a full week. We enable it and set it to a specific day. Finally, under Additional Options, include geolocation adds the country, city, and region for each IP address into your notification emails. One-click block adds a button right inside the notification email itself, letting you instantly block an attacking IP address. At the bottom of the page, Recent Activity shows the logs of login events, though right now it's empty. We will come back to this section after we finish testing the settings and gather the logs. Now, scroll back up and click Save Changes. Now let's test these settings to see them in action. We go to the All Users page. Here we can see all the users on this site. We pick the editor for our test. Now let's switch to the login page. We type in the username. Next, we enter the wrong password on purpose. We do this a few times in a row. After a few wrong tries, we get a message. It says, "Too many failed login attempts. Your account is locked for 2 minutes. This is Ultimate Security stepping in. It stops anyone from guessing the password over and over." Now, let's wait for the locked out time to be over. Once the lockout ends, we enter the correct password. This time, the login goes through. With the test done, let's check our email inbox to see what alerts came in. Right away, we can see several new emails waiting for us. Ultimate Security sent one for almost everything that just happened. Let's open the user account locked out email first. Inside, we can see the full details. It shows the username, the email address, the lockout duration, the exact time, and the IP address that got blocked. There is even a direct link to manage locked users, so you can jump straight to that settings page if needed. Next, we open the other account locked email. We can see the account is triggered as locked out. Also, the details for the account's username, email, and other information are transparently mentioned. You can take initial action right from the email as well. Next, we get the security alert email. It clearly tells us about the failed login attempts. Opening the email tells us that the account was targeted and someone has made multiple failed login attempts. Additionally, in this email, we can see which browser and operating system were used for the attempt. After that, we open the new login location email. This email tells us that the account was logged in from a new location, with every detail included in it. The next email is as similar as new login location, but a bit different. This email tells us about the new device login. Opening it tells us about the new device information in it. Now let's check the successful login after failed attempts email. This one is important because it tells you when someone eventually gets in after failing a few times first. It shows the username, how many failed attempts happened before the success, the IP address, the location, the device used, and the time of login. If you ever get this email and you did not just log in yourself, it's a clear sign someone else may have gotten into your account. This is exactly why these alerts matter. Instead of watching your site all day, Ultimate Security watches it for you and only messages you when something needs your attention. Now let's test one more setting from earlier, the block users list. We go to the login page and try logging into another user's account, the user we blocked in the advanced options. We type in the credentials and hit login. The login attempt stops us right away with a message that the user has been blocked by the site administrator. This confirms that blocked usernames can never log in, no matter what password is entered. It's a simple way to fully shut the door on an account. Let's go back to the login notifications page. Notice the stats cards at the top are no longer at 0. After all our testing, we can see real numbers here, showing the total events, failed attempts, and lockouts that Ultimate Security has been tracking. Scrolling down to recent activity, this table is no longer empty either. Every login, failed attempt, and lockout we just tested is listed here, with the username, the type of event, and how long ago it happened. This gives you a running history of login activity on your site, all in one place. As the list grows longer, we go to the next page from here. The refresh button updates the recent activity logs, and clicking on the clear history removes the logs as well. Now let's open the locked users page from the menu on the left. Right now it's still empty. Let's run the test, but this time we will fail the login enough times to trigger a second lockout. We go back to the login page and enter a user's username and wrong password several times in a row. Just like before, we are now locked out for 2 minutes. This time, instead of waiting it out, we try logging in again before the first lockout ends. Because of the increased lockout duration setting we configured earlier, the second lockout is much longer. The message now says the account is locked for 60 minutes. This is the progressive lockout in action. Repeat offenders are made to wait longer and longer each time, which makes brute force attacks far less practical for an attacker. Let's check the locked users page again, refresh the page, and now we can see the user is listed here. The table shows the lock phase, which is phase 2 since this is the extended lockout, the number of failed attempts, when the account was locked, and when the lockout expires. To smoothly navigate the locked users table, we can use the filter options. Take bulk actions to unblock users. Search specific users and update the table with the refresh button. If this were a real user who got locked out by mistake, you don't have to make them wait. We click unlock next to their name. This opens the unlock user window. Clicking on unlock user will unblock them, but for now we cancel it. Let's go back to login attempt limits and scroll down to the advanced options one more time to look at the recovery URL setting we skipped earlier. This is a one-time link. To see how this works, we click generate link to create it, then copy it. This link only works once and should never be shared publicly. Go back to the locked login page once again, paste it in the URL bar, and hit enter. As we can see, the lock screen has disappeared. This way, a real user can unblock them if they ever make the login form locked mistakenly from logging in. Now, let's check our inbox one more time. After all this testing, several more alert emails have come in. Let's open the Security Alert Digest email. This one groups multiple alerts together by priority, so you don't have to read through every single email one by one. At the top, it shows the total number of alerts, split into high and medium priority. Under high priority, we can see a security incident entry for a brute force attack, showing the incident type, severity, and a timeline of what happened. Under medium priority, we can see a failed login attempt detected entry with similar details. Finally, let's open the Daily Security Digest email. This gives a summary of your site's login security for the past 24 hours. It shows the total number of login attempts, how many were successful, how many failed, and how many lockouts happened. Below that, it lists the top attacking IPs, the targeted usernames, and the number of locked accounts for the day. There's also a View Activity Logs button, which takes you straight back to your site's activity log if you want to dig deeper. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. In this video, we covered the full brute force protection feature inside Ultimate Security and Ultimate Security Pro. With these settings in place, your WordPress login page is far harder to break into, and you will always know when someone tries. Download Ultimate Security using the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more WordPress security videos, and we will see you in the next video.